Right then guys, so it's been a bit, but we're going to two different CEXs and I'm getting me a haircut. That's the plan for today. I'll also have a chat with you about like the next games that I'm planning to play through and all that sort of thing. I've only had 5 hours sleep because basically the dog has been a nightmare for like the last 2 weeks. Like she's currently about 9 months old, so she's in that teenage adolescent period and we think she's about to come into season soon, probably because she's due. And her behaviour this last week has just gone in the bin. She's perfectly crate trained and all that normally, but at the minute she just won't stop just yapping and howling from like 9 till about 12 in the crate. And considering I go to bed at like 4 or 5 in the morning, it's not ideal. My work hours are later than your average person, so not good being woken this early. But yeah, gonna make the most of it and go travelling about today and try and get some stuff. I expect to come home with at least 5 or so games, hopefully, and less hair. I'd love to be bald. I had this discussion the other day. If I could grow a beard and be bald, I would, but I can't, so I can't. You know. This is the first time in a while that I've used my car. We have a single file driveway, and my partner has to leave the house a lot more than I do for work-related things, so her car stays on the back. And if we need to use my car, we move them around. We have the same car, so it doesn't make much of a difference, but it's interesting because we also have about the same seating position, but not quite, because like where I'm sat, I can't see where my indicator lights light up, but in her car I can. So the seating positions cannot be exactly the same. But yeah, first time in a bit I've used my car. I prefer my car. My car's got better brakes. Her brakes are definitely going. I can feel it every time I get out of mine and into hers. I have to brake way harder. Anyway, first on the agenda is a haircut. 24 minutes until I'm supposed to be due. Traffic, oh dear. We'll see. No, 45 minutes. I'm wrong. It's fine. And then the two CEXs, and then home, and then I'm going to try and have a nap because I need a nap. I'm very tired, and then I'll talk about what I plan to play next. I'm currently walking to get my hair cut, and then just realised I don't have my usual CEX bags, which is a bit annoying because I don't like buying new ones because I end up just living in my house forever. Well, CEX trip number 1 was relatively successful, I suppose. So, about 2 weeks ago, like one of the higher ups in our CX was going to have something moved around for me, but it appears to have gotten lost. And the store that it was moved from have said they've got no record of it ever being moved in the first place, or that they had it, which is weird. So I don't really know what's going on there. But they've just said that they're going to find a way of getting this specific game to that store so that I can get it somehow. At this point, I should have just ordered it like a regular person. But fun stories, I suppose. I did pick up like 4 other things, and then now I'm off to CEX, so a bit of a drive to get some new AirPods, because remember I lost mine, and I need them. And also a few other games. It's been a while since I've been to Cannock, been a few weeks. There was a period where I was going like every day, or well, not every day, like every third day. But yeah, it gets my car a nice little run in, because it's been sat for a week or 2. Let's go. Well, I had a good day for views on Spider-Man yesterday. 206 quid in 1 day's worth of the Spider-Man TikToks. Back when I bought all of the Spider-Man games, I had a lot of people saying, why would you ever spend that much money on these games? You're never even going to play them. In which case I said, because when I buy stuff, I buy it for content, and that makes it a business expense. Plus, I will typically make more back playing through whatever I've bought. So I think I bought all of the Spider-Man games and I spent like 120 quid for the 7 or so expensive ones. What I'm going to do is, once all of the Spider-Man videos are up, because for TikTok anyway, there's another week's worth of videos going up yet, even though we're done on YouTube, I'm gonna do a video on here being like, the title's gonna be something along the lines of, I played all the Spider-Man games on TikTok and here's how much money I made, you know? Because something I'm always very interested in is like making money, business, being self-employed, and making this a job. And I've always talked about it on TikTok, and kids on TikTok tend to get really pissed off because, yeah, but I think it's interesting. I like watching videos about what people have earned and what they did to do it. And I've always been very transparent about money, the highs and the lows. And yeah, I think it could be interesting to show that off. I expect it to take a nosedive in the next couple of days though, because on TikTok, after about 60 to 80 videos in a given month, which for me is 6 to 8 days, the amount you get paid per 1,000 views rapidly starts dropping. So I predict that by the time TikTok is seeing the Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man 1 and Miles Morales playthrough, that the daily payments become like nothing, which is when I typically start uploading on a different account to reset that 60, which is why I've got like 4 accounts on there, or 5 5 total, 4 that I can upload gaming stuff to. Yeah. Anyway, let's go to Canuck CEX. We're in Canuck now, just gotta walk over. Okay, back in the car, got everything I needed, including some stuff that wasn't at the other one that should have been. Got my AirPods, finally, replaced those, business expense and all that. And yeah, let's head home, I'm starving. Okay, I'm home, I'm cooking some lunch and playing with the little devil child. The little devil child. You're a devil child. Should have got a turtle, Ruby. Turtles aren't noisy, except for when they're up to no good. Hey? Annoying. You gotta just shut up like you used to. Or get through your season or whatever it is that's causing you to be a little annoyance. Yeah? What? Annoying. Poor. Why is that about the extent of your knowledge? Cooking lunch. Well, I'm back in the car. I'm going back to CEX because I forgot something. I knew when I was in there, I was like, there's something I was gonna get that I'm pretty sure is decently common, and I didn't get it. So back we go, because she needed to go to her mum's anyway, so it's kind of on the way, so I just, you know, here we are. It's not like I'm playing anything today anyway, so nothing else to be doing. Right, I'm home, and I ended up getting like 3 more things, so 3 CEX trips today, and I think like 8 to 9 games, something like that. Let me show you what we got. So, starting off, we got Maneater. This game is a game that I remember I 100%ed on Xbox a while ago, and I feel like playing it again soon, so I got the PlayStation 4 version. Now, it also has the PlayStation 5 version, which wasn't in there, so I didn't get that. But I'm also pretty sure there's going to be like next to no difference between the two, because this isn't exactly a very graphically intensive game, and the PS4 is capable enough, so, you know, it is what it is. Next up, Metro Redux, which is Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light. I thought I had them, apparently I didn't. I'm not really sure what happened there. After that, we've got Wolfenstein The New Order, Wolfenstein The Old Blood, which is technically a standalone DLC that they released on disc, but I do need more PS4 games for the shelf, so it is what it is. And then finally, Wolfenstein The New Colossus. So that's the 3 Wolfenstein games that matter, because that new one, what was it called? Youngblood, that doesn't count. That's just crap. No, we don't do anything like that. Then, this is an interesting one, The Godfather 2. From what I've been told, it's a pretty good game. I'm pretty sure The Godfather 1 is a PlayStation 2 game, so I need to keep an eye out for that one. But I run into them pretty frequently, because I swear I look at them every single time I go into a CEX, like almost ever. Next up, we're into some Wii stuff. I don't know what inspired this, but I just all of a sudden had a bit of an itch. I got the Wii set up the other day, and I just feel like it could be fun to play the old House of the Dead games. So we've got House of the Dead Overkill, and then House of the Dead 2 and 3 Return, which is the 3 House of the Dead games. I'm not really sure which one the one that I played was. I distinctly have fond memories of playing House of the Dead at an actual like arcade cabinet when I was younger and on holiday at like caravan parks, because that's the sort of holiday I went on.
After that, we've got some PlayStation 2 stuff. So we've got Call of Duty World at War Final Fronts. This is one of the oldest games that's been on my list of games that I need to get. It's been on the list for ages. And recently, it popped up in one of the CEXs local to me, and I was like, right, got to go and get it. And thankfully, it was still there by the time I got there. This is actually the final Call of Duty game that I needed, in fact, besides a couple of the newer ones that I don't have because I stopped playing Call of Duty a few years ago, besides the Modern Warfare reboot. But yeah, it's the last one I needed. And finally, 007 from Russia with Love, because there's four PS2 James Bond games that I need. Interestingly, I did see on the counter that they just got another one in, one of the other four that I needed, or one of the other three besides this one, but it was a Platinum Edition PS2 game, and I do not deal with Platinums. We just do not. So yeah, that was a pretty decent haul, I would say. That's what, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 new games in total, because 2 of them are multiple games. So yeah, pretty productive day. First time I bought games in a while.
So we're actually on the next day now, because yesterday I was so tired. Like, I've just not slept much recently. I slept 12 hours yesterday, though, so that was good. I just went to bed for like 4 hours earlier than I normally would to offset the fact that the dog will eventually bark. Anyway, we're up early. Earlier, I suppose, and I've just finished off rendering the Spider-Man TikToks so that they're able to go up. And I think at this point, by the time the Spider-Man TikToks are finished being uploaded to, well, TikTok, it's going to be like Tuesday next week. It's going to be well after a week of me finishing those games before they actually get uploaded to that platform, because I upload 10 of them per day, and I'm usually recording at least 20 per day. Gives people reason to come over here and watch them in real time, though. Right then, what's next? Well, that's an interesting question. I'm not entirely sure, because I don't want to start another big franchise straight away, because I try not to do that, because that's how you avoid burnout, is I don't want to go big franchise to big franchise. So I'm thinking I'm going to do a few standalone games for a bit. Maybe 3 to 5 one-offs, because there's a few one-offs that I want to play. Off the top of my head. Maneater, which I got earlier on today. I want to play that. This is an interesting one. Incredibles Rise of the Underminer for the PlayStation 2 has been calling my name for a little while. If I had to guess, I'm going to search right now. If I had to guess, I would say that is probably a very short game. If I just go Incredibles Rise of the Underminer full game, Incredibles, you'd have thought it would have autofilled. Right. Yep, there we go. Incredibles Rise of the Underminer. I only had to type in the R. Full game. I'm betting no more than 3 hours for this full game. 2 hours, 54. Let me show you. So whenever I want to see the length of a game, how long to beat is an okay way of doing it, but a more accurate way of doing it is typically just, searching the game and then full game. Because for every game ever, there will be a YouTuber who has uploaded a full playthrough in one clip. And there it is, 2 hours 54. So yeah, here's another one, 2 hours 52. Oh Christ, here's another one, 2 hours 20, 2 hours 10, 2 hours 23. So yeah, you get the gist. It's not going to take me a long time to play that game, and it's just something from my childhood that I never beat. So that's something I often like doing. I quite enjoy going back and playing games that I played as a kid and actually beating them, because as a kid I didn't beat many games. Because, I don't know, as a kid I didn't exactly get to buy many games, and if beating it meant the end of it, I would just restart it over and over again. And often you never saved with PlayStation 2 stuff, because I don't know about you guys, but I was incredibly lazy. And you know how it always took longer to actually save in between every mission than it did telling the game, no, don't save, and then just loading the next level? I would always do that. I'd always say, no, don't save, start the next level. And if the console for any reason was turned off in between then and finishing the game, you just start again the next time you played the game. And I would do that all the time. So I'd played so many different games that I never beat, and as an adult, one of the things that I've been doing is working my way through my childhood back catalogue of games and beating them, just because. You might wonder why I'm not playing the original Incredibles game, the one based on the film, and that's because that's a rage bait game. That is a game that's incredibly difficult, and yeah, I could probably play it and make a lot of money playing it for TikTok, because on TikTok, the more angry you get with a game, the better. For example, I had a video from the Spider-Man 3 playthrough do pretty well that earned like 70 quid, just one video of me kicking off at the lizard. You guys that watch these YouTube videos may have remembered me spinning the lizard round in that room. Let me go find that video on TikTok. Okay, so first of all,
there was this one from the Spider-Man 3 playthrough where I had to defend the egg from the lizards for like 2 whole minutes, and it was really annoying. That video earned me £106 on TikTok, just, because it got 420,000 views. Here's another pretty crazy one too. Part 1 for Spider-Man Friend or Foe made £126. So this is why I repurpose these videos for TikTok, because it's just... realistically, that's where the money is. My YouTube isn't big enough yet for it to sustain this type of lifestyle, but TikTok is, strangely. And again, quite a few of those Spider-Man 3 videos did pretty well because of me getting annoyed. So like here, Spider-Man 3 Part 1, I think is that, £27. Another Spider-Man 3 video, £22. Part 9, 21. Part 2, 21. You see what I mean? So what I do is, when you guys see the transitions between clips in these gamelog vlogs where it goes like one part of the game to the next, that will also be an individual video on TikTok. So typically the clips will be at least 1 minute long because that's how long they've got to be for me to get paid on TikTok. So I'll record 1 minute to 2 minutes of gameplay for every 20 minutes or so I play of the game. And then what I will do is all of those will get clipped together for these videos, and each one individually is uploaded on TikTok for its own chance at doing well. So yeah, I could probably play the Incredibles game and really, really lose my temper at it and get some good views, but I don't know if I want to put myself through that, so I don't think I will. I want to relax before I start my next big franchise. So, Incredibles Rise of the Underminer, Maneater, and what else was there? There were a few others. Let me think. Oh yeah, the Captain America game for the 360, because that is basically Batman Arkham but reskinned for Captain America. How long's that game? Let me just search that one up. I bet it's not very long. Captain America 360 full game. I'm betting no more than 4 hours. Yeah, that's pretty accurate with that. So we got one here at 3 hours 30. We got one here at 4 hours 37, 3 hours 34, 3 hours 23, 4 hours 10. So this is the thing, is people are like, how'd you beat so many games? They're all so long. How long to beat says they're really long. They're not. Realistically, a lot of games are much shorter than you might think. So yeah, I'm thinking I'll play like 3 one-off games like that, and then after that, I'm going to start my next franchise. There are currently 2 franchises in mind that I have that I would like to play through. Neither of them I've ever done before. Both of them are quite a big deal. One of them is very relevant because there's another game coming out later this year. I'm not going to put it up for a vote because I know what franchise will win the vote. Let me tell you the 2 franchises. Franchise number 1 that I would like to play through is the Ratchet and Clank games. I own all of the mainline entries, and I think there's going to be like 10 of them. So hang on, let me go over and see. So there's the Ratchet and Clank trilogy, so that's 1, 2, and 3. Nexus, Crack in Time, All for One, Tools of Destruction, and Quest for Booty. So what's that? That's 8 Ratchet and Clank games. And then there's the one for the PlayStation 4 and the one for the PlayStation 5. So that's 10 games. It'd be a pretty long franchise for me to play through. I've never played through any of them, big stretch. So I'm very tempted, and I will at some point. But the other franchise that I want to play through, the only thing holding me back on it is the fact that half of them are going to need to be emulated to play them in their best quality. 3 of them are behind me right now, if you pay close attention. 4 of them, actually. So with that said, it's the Silent Hill games. Silent Hill 2 Remake comes out in October, I do believe. And technically, while I know the stories pretty well for all of the Silent Hill games because I've watched 1,000,001 retrospectives about them over the years because I am very interested by the concepts, I've never actually played them myself, not properly. Earlier this year or last year, I lose track of time, I did try to play through them all, but when I was emulating Silent Hill 1, I encountered some bugs that I've since Googled and I think are pretty fixable. So that would be a pretty long franchise too. Silent Hill 1, 2, 3, 4, Homecoming, Origins, Downpour, Shattered Memories. So that's at least 8 games. But I'm pretty sure that they would do pretty well for views as well, especially on TikTok. So yeah, I know that if I put it up for a vote, Silent Hill's winning that vote because way more people are interested in Silent Hill, I think, than Ratchet and Clank. A lot of people have said, why don't you do Resident Evil and Assassin's Creed? And guys, I will at some point. However, the problem there is, let me show you. I've been doing the gamelog now for 5 years, right? I've only been filming it for TikTok for about 2 years, and I've been filming it for YouTube for about a month. In that 5 years, I have played through all of the Assassin's Creed games not once, not twice, but eventually, but 3 times. 3 times in 5 years, I've played through all of the Assassin's Creed games chronologically in order without stopping. I'm not doing it again this year. Maybe next year. Not this year. Sorry, I can't do that again. Especially when it's... If you look, the last time I did it was only May last year. I replay a lot of games, but I usually have a decently large gap, and the more significant a franchise, the bigger of a gap I'll typically give it. Assassin's Creed is possibly the biggest one I can do because of how long each game is. Like, even there, it took me 18 days to do all of the Assassin's Creed games, and I was doing them fast. Assassin's Creed 1 on the 2nd, 2 on the 3rd, Brotherhood on the 4th, Revelations on the 5th, Assassin's Creed 3 on the 5th. I did 2 in one day that day. Black Flag on the 8th, Unity on the 9th, Syndicate on the 10th, Origins on the 13th, Odyssey on the 17th, and Valhalla on the 20th. Valhalla still took me 3 days, and I was absolutely powerhousing it. And I will never play Valhalla again. I hate that game. It is not a good game. Coming straight off Origins and Odyssey, it's a straight up downgrade. So Valhalla is on my never again list. Sorry. So if I do all the Assassin's Creed games, I will not do Valhalla, because having to do Valhalla at the end of all the others will make me not look forward to doing all the others. So if I ever do the Assassin's Creed games, it'll be without Valhalla. I will play Assassin's Creed Mirage at some point this year as well, because I haven't done that. And I will play Shadows when it comes out later this year. I'll play that when it's brand new. But in terms of replaying all the other Assassin's Creed games, that's not happening this year. And same story with Resident Evil. I will play through those. However, if we go and look at my game log, since I've had the game log, I've done the Resident Evil games. So we've got Resident Evil here in 2019. That's the first time I did them. And then if we go again, we've got them here in 2020. So that's the second time I did them. And then if we go to 2022, in 2022 I did even more of them. So here I did Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, the original ones, Code Veronica and 0, and then I did the remakes for 1, 2, and 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 in 2022. So what's that? 3 times I've done them. And then in 2023 I did it again, this time for TikTok. So I recorded Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 remake, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then 4 in VR. And then when 4 remake came out, I did that on its own as well here. So I have played through Resident Evil like 4 times in the last few years. So I'm probably not doing that this year either, because it's, or at least not yet, because it's too much too soon. And to poke fun at you guys just a little bit, because I feel like you can take it, suggesting Resident Evil, Assassin's Creed, or Batman is basic behavior, guys. It's very basic. It's like, in my head, it's kind of the equivalent of when somebody goes, I'm a gamer, what do you play? Oh, GTA 5, Fortnite, Roblox. It's the same thing. It's like, when you come to head, big gaming franchises, what's the first thing you think of? GTA, Resident Evil, Assassin's Creed, you know what I mean? Other franchises that I think I'll play at some point, though, Onimusha, never played any of them. They're basically Resident Evil but samurai. I bought all of those this year, so we can do those. What else? I'm due a God of War playthrough, because the last time I played all of the God of Wars was in 2022, in December, so in a few months that'll have been 2 years. A lot of bigger franchises like that I try and have on an every other year rotation, so that I don't like burn out on them. Some people ask how can I replay games, and that's why, because if I play a game on a repeat playthrough every other year, by the time I play through it again, I've probably played well over 100 games since the last time I played it, and it feels fresh, you know? Typically, the only games that I will replay every single year without fail are the Borderlands games and the Souls games. Another franchise that don't set in stone this one is Metal Gear. I don't like stealth, but a lot of people have said it's not really stealth. It's not stealth in the same way that like Hitman and Splinter Cell are, and so it's a maybe. But I also am aware there's like 2-hour-long cutscenes in those franchises, and this won't take long, but I'm gonna have to Google what the best method of actually playing those games is, because I feel like 1, 2, and 3 have had like 3 remakes each, and I'm pretty sure there's another remake coming. So I'd have to figure out what the best way of actually playing those games is. I own them. It's just figuring out how to play them. Another franchise that I want to play through again, because it's been a few years, is Evil Within. There's only 2 of them, so that won't take long. I really loved those when I played them. So yeah, there's a lot that I want to do. We'll see. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a bit of a one-off. The playthrough videos will resume in a day or two once I actually start playing things again. At the minute I'm having a bit of a break, being as I played a ridiculous amount of Spider-Man games in the last week or so. So yeah, if you guys haven't already, do like the video and subscribe.